Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony, Wall Street Trader. It's 12:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, June 6, 2021. Okay, this is not financial advice. We're talking about the graph on this episode or video, and you should know that the whole video is intended for educational purposes only. Twitter.com link below if you want to see my entry exit points. I bought yesterday the graph, and we'll talk about that. Subscribe if you want to see and be notified of any of these videos. I do these daily, so you'll be able to see them as they come. Okay, so the graph allocation, I am now 0% in US dollars, 100% in the graph. I am buckled in. So, potential entry points, this goes away. Why? Because it hit 2100 or less yesterday. And I said in yesterday's video, if it did that and it felt like it was close, I would buy. Get my word? We're out. Now I have no other entry points because I am fully locked and loaded across these entry points here. I have no potential exit points at this point. I don't see anything dramatic happening in the near term that would create cause for me to exit my position. That being said, let's just take a quick reminding look because I have to make sure everyone's beaten over the head for this, or with this, I should say. The graph in dollars is equal to the Bitcoin, which is the benchmark, multiplied by the inner strength of the graph to a straight edge currency like Bitcoin. Why? Because Bitcoin is not a typical fiat currency that is being printed and printed and printed. It is a store of value, and that's why I like to compare the graph to an actual finite supply or store of value. And that's how we get this equation here, and it mathematically comes out that way. You look in the blue area. So anyway, let's go straight into the markets. So here we are, the graph relative to US dollar. Not really much going on here. It looks like that triangle that we see in Bitcoin, that descending triangle, but I'm not concerned about this for a few reasons. We're going to go into that. First of all, as I mentioned, this chart is an output relative, which is the product of two inputs. What's the first part of the product is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin continues to respect the long-term trend up. And as I've maintained, not just on this video, but in prior videos, I think we're going to see at least 80,000 by the end of the year on Bitcoin and lots of compelling news around that. So shorter term price action, let's see what happened. Whoa, Nelly. Okay, we went from 10 o'clock straight up. And why is this? God, there's so much good news coming out. Like, okay, let's start with the bad news. Yesterday, what happened? Bitcoin fell as China's Twitter company, Weibo, was told by Chinese official to stifle crypto enthusiasts on their platform, and they did that. I'm not very concerned about this, but let's look to the brighter side of what's going on in crypto land. First of all, at the Miami conference yesterday, the Bitcoin conference, the El Salvadorian president said that he would intend to make Bitcoin legal tender in his country. South America and Central America have some currency fluctuations, so Bitcoin seems to be a place that is a better safe harbor for them. And I actually think it's a great idea. It's the best play El Salvador has done that I've seen in the news lately. And in fact, according to a lot of people that know this president, he's got a lot of the ins with all the people that would be voting on this. So this sounds like it's a done deal and that they will plan to make Bitcoin a legal tender in El Salvador. And just so you know, it's actually happening in our own country. We see it in Texas. We see it in Wyoming. We see it in Colorado. We see it everywhere. And by the way, the federal government will have to eventually adopt if every single state is adopting this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is the reality of the situation. States have a more stronghold on their local region than the federal government. That's a fact. Okay, Twitter. Let's take a look at what else happened in Bitcoin. So just a couple of days ago, billionaire Jack Dorsey, who's the head of Twitter and Square, said this right before the weekend that he doesn't think that there's anything more important in his lifetime to work on. And guess what? He probably already started to work on it, because his company yesterday started saying that they are going to invest into a solar-powered energy plant to mine Bitcoin, making it an energy-efficient Bitcoin. This is exactly what's going to happen. People are not stupid. You know, he might beat Elon to the punch on this one. But anyway, let's see how this plays out. This is great news for Bitcoin, and it's all positive as far as I could tell. So anyway, let's move back to Bitcoin. We're at 36,160. All right, let's look at the other part that makes up the graph relative to dollar pair. So this is the graph relative to Bitcoin. And I said yesterday that I would be buying. It certainly made a dip. Let's take a look at the shorter term price action here. So yesterday, right after the video, not right after, I would say after, we saw this thing come all the way down to 2071, whatever. And then we started bouncing all the way back up again. So I was glad to get it there. I felt like we were at that was the right level to place my entry point, and we hit it squarely and bounced away from it. Very, very happy about that purchase. Look, I don't care if it goes down from here. I don't care. I'm just glad I bought it where I bought it, because I could have bought it at a much higher price when it was hovering at like $1 and change. But you know, we're going to continue to monitor this closely. So I'm very happy to be a full now. You know, all of the risk capital that I wanted to put on the graph, I'm in. I'm locked and loaded. Love this. Love the project. Think it's got the best adoption for the cryptos I'm looking at right now, and looking forward to its continued success and future growth. Anyway, I'm out. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye.